It's your drive home on Hot 103. Folks, looks like that storm is headed right for us. Gonna put some gas in my Furman generator, stop by the ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and of course, watch Mike's weather page. Y'all stay safe out there. Tropics rage. You'll always have a friend here at Mike's Weather Page. Mike's Weather Page, Mike's Weather Page, Mike's Weather Page. You can depend, he'll keep you safe, he'll keep it locked. Mike's Weather Page. I've seen him chase storms there with Hunter and Louis too. But you know he'll keep you straight at 919 there every day. 1 million fans get it wrong and they're here in Mike's Weather Page.
All right, everybody, what's happening? We are live, I think. We're live. Look at that. Hi. I forgot to hit the video play today. Every now and then, I mess things up royally. I think everything else is working. It appears to be. Twitter got a little behind, but it's working. So, hey, good morning. It's Taco Tuesday. I'm already messing up. So this is your Daily Brew coming to you live from Mike's Weather Page. I'm Mike, and we are in Oldsmar, Florida, which is just outside of Tampa. Good morning to you. It's about 9:21, 9:22 now. We got the puppies back. So how about that? We picked the dogs up yesterday. They were extremely mad at us. But they're back. I got Hunter on my lap too, so we'll say hey to Hunter here in a second. We'll say some hays and we'll get into the tropics a little bit. Just a little bit. And then we'll see what's cooking down the road. But hey, fizzle. Word of the day. Can you say fizzle? You didn't like that. He had like a little bit of blow in his ear. Oh my goodness. So how's everybody doing on Tuesday, huh? Devon Ferguson over there. Let's say hi to some YouTubers first. Bill Barber, what's up? Got some rain in the afternoon. How's it doing, man? Scott, Half Baked, Richard, James Fort, thumbs up. Thank you, buddy. We got Chris River, Karen Jones. We got Wilmington, North Carolina, Rhonda. We got Jimmy saying, hey, Hunter. What's up, David Bruns? How's it going? Mary Krause, good morning. Good morning, Dale Keinberg. Taco Tuesday tonight, Dale. What's up, Miss Shelley Ross? Jennifer Hawkins. Going on? What's going on? School bus is happening here tomorrow. So happy first week of school, everybody. our kids start tomorrow. This will be Sarah's last day. We'll have to make sure she comes over and says hi. Tomorrow they get on the bus. 9:05. Now tradition always has it. The school bus is always painfully late the first week. We're talking sometimes an hour late. And I remember the last few years I've had to turn the security cameras on, put poor Sarah out in the driveway, waiting on the bus, do our live, hoping that the bus would show up. Now she's a little bit older now. She can pretty much walk out there on her own. But the first week of school is awful when it comes to buses. Matt from Bahamas, what's up? Michael from Mobile. Telford, how's it going from Alabama? What's up, Scott from St. Louis? Praise the Lord for the first day of school. We ready to send the kids back, huh? What are you doing? Oh, this is Louis, by the way. He's the original. He's our boy. We love him to death. He's a good boy. All right, so, hey, what's up, Pam Hunter? All right, let's show you Hunter, then we'll get right into the tropics. This is your Daily Brew. Thanks for joining us all over the world. We got fans all over the Caribbean, all the way to England, all the way to Texas, to Maine, and all the states in between. It's great to have the support here. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits bringing the Daily Brew to you each and every day. Make sure you check them out. We're going to have those exciting videos that we took last week. I was in a commercial with them, and we're actually going to see the first cut soon, I heard, and it's pretty cool. So I cannot wait to share that for everybody. That's for sure. So, yeah, big thanks, ABC. Appreciate that. Good morning, Steinmeier from Key West. So, yeah, our first commercial, Hunter. What do you think about that, huh? We had a long week of softball. I am officially brown. I guess I tan pretty easy. People ask me, why are you brown? I'm like, I don't know. It's called the sunshine. Oh, man. Spinach, Bill. Yep. What's up, Bryce? What's up, Brian, down in Key West? Yep, you got that high pressure perfectly placed, bringing you guys showers in from the east there. Connie, he's 10 pounds now. He's 2 years old. Anyway, all right. Well, hey, let's get into the tropics. So here's our Invest 97. It was orange, 40%. Got a little bit of hype yesterday. A couple other weather pages shared the 06 GFS, of course, and it showed a major hurricane off the coast of the Carolinas. Got a few million likes and followers, but listen, fizzle. The NAC lowered chances this morning down to 30%, and the models don't lie. We live and die by our models here at Spaghetti Models. I never go against them. We look at all kinds of models. We look at more than just a Euro and GFS. We look at all kinds of models, ensemble models, model different runs, different times of the day, and so far we see this little tug to the north west, and we're also seeing signs of a fizzle here, especially if it passes east or west of the Western Antilles. So it doesn't look like much. I don't tell you about that. So that's the way it's going on that one. We'll dive into it. What do you think, Hunter? You want to go down with your brother? Let's see how he likes to fizzle. So it looks like 97 might fizzle. He's a little more tolerant. All right. See you, little Bobby. See you guys later. So anyway, chances are down. Good news. It looks like it's going to bend a little bit. We talked a lot about this. We had a little low pressure area rolling in here that's going to open up a gap and kind of turn whatever happened up. We don't have that strong Bermuda high that we typically see for this type of a system that you normally would see something trek a little bit more, west. The high pressure is going to get broken down a little bit, and it does look like there's going to be a weakness here, and this will track up. And we do have a weekend front coming down that would also steer this thing away. This is over the weekend. So, yeah, it doesn't look like much to me. There are some ensembles suggesting maybe a little bit of low pressure tries to get going here. We got a frontal line coming through. I'm going to show you a little bit kind of dipping through the state of Florida through the weekend. Sometimes these can spawn a little bit of low pressure. There are some ensembles showing possibility. I had some people asking me about the Gulf. Not seeing much there. So we're going to take a look at that. And then there is a lot of juice coming in off of Africa, and that might be our next system to watch in about a week plus. So there's 3 things. I posted that map earlier. Make sure you always tune in early in the morning. I'm always posting a lot of stuff in the mornings. This was what I posted this morning. And this pretty much just shows what I just said. So, there you go. We have tacos tonight, John. Florin Parish, lower percentage. Yep, going down. So, if you're in the Oldsmar area, we will be hanging out at our favorite Oldsmar Tap House tonight. And our buddy Bill, my boy, Overdue Bill, he'll be singing. Acoustic guitar, man. He's like Charlie Daniels, rockin' country, redneck country. So if you're in the Oldsmar area, come by and say hi tonight. We'll be at the Oldsmar Tap House eating tacos, $2.50 tacos, and a whole lot of beer. All right, so this is the map I just kind of posted. A lot of ensembles showing possibility. Now look, yesterday we showed the 6Z GFS, and holy cow, it was scary looking. But the 12Z came out afterwards, and 18Z, 00Z. It was 1 run out of 20. You don't post 1 run out of 20. It was an outlier, especially when not only one ensemble showed that scenario. So it looks like it's going to fizzle. We got a lot of wind shear coming, and we have dusty, dry air going to catch up to it. It looks like. So there you go. We'll see. We'll get into that here a little bit deeper in a little bit. Some of these intensity models. Here's a time when the intensity models. This is on tropicaltidbits.com, by the way. These intensity models, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Right now, I don't know. Yesterday they were showing category 2, 3. So this is a time where intensity models aren't really doing that great of a job now that the NAC lowered the chances too. So don't get wrapped up in these intensity models. I say it every season. Take them with a grain of salt. They're not always right. They're 50-50. I do a lot better looking at ensembles and operational runs. So, all right, so let's look at the models real quick. Let's see what's going on. Let's look at everything going on. As far as that front goes, I do want to bring this up real quick. All right, this is interesting. So let's fast forward here 2 days. This is tomorrow, Wednesday. So look at this tomorrow. This is weather coming in. There's a pretty hefty little front line with some rains all the way down to the upper Gulf. This is tomorrow, Wednesday. But what's interesting about this front, it actually is going to make its way. This is Thursday. This is Friday. It's going to pass through the Carolinas. Could be some cooler, dry air. That's kind of what I'm bringing up. Believe it or not, I don't know if it's a taste of fall or not, but we're going to have dry air. Now, this map last week, we talked about this map last week. Definitely dry air rushing in. This is a frontal line. This is Friday. Here's Saturday. Look at that front. It might even get down into Florida with some rains on the upper Gulf Coast. So this is kind of a dip in front. You notice a little L here. This is Saturday. Here's Sunday. A couple little L's. So this front could make its way through the weekend is what I'm getting at. Especially, living in the southeast, upper Gulf Coast, Florida. If you got weekend plans, pay attention to this frontal line. This is the same frontal line that would pretty much guarantee any sort of block if Invest 97 even did anything. So that, Invest 97 had a lot of things going against it. But this is kind of rare to see a frontal line way down south. We talked about this front a long time. It's going to kind of hover. Here's Monday. It just kind of stalls out. So whether or not anything forms out of this front, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes you can get a little low pressure area that a staggering dying front upper level wind shear begins to decrease. And we always talk about needing a seed to plant. So, old lingering fronts sometimes have the seed already planted, and you get the chance for a little spin up. If you look at history of storms, you see a lot of this. This was last month, but you see a lot of increased green is more activity than blue. This is from an old frontal line. So, even in July, that was typical. even in August here, that we get into hot spots, and you can see development. And that's because we got the warm Gulf Stream. So it could be a little sneaky something off of that frontal line. Frontal lines provide the seed for something to get going. And when we look at some of the ensembles, like I say, going to, even the Euro a little bit. Let's go to the Euro probability map. We might see a better shot at something actually off of that than we would Invest 97. So, going time, here is next Monday. You can start to see the color indicating, a little chance. So that's all. So if you hear people talking about the Gulf, I don't know, it's really looking like it. But there is a shot of an East Coast system, which probably wouldn't affect anybody in the States. It could curve back up into Newfoundland and Nova Scotia maybe, but that's that. So East Coast maybe off of that front, but that front, as far as weather goes, is interesting because we're gonna have rain. We're gonna have rain through the weekend. And it's gonna push its way south. So pretty interesting to me. See this frontal line make its way this far south. All right, so let's go to the individual models here as we chit-chat. Let's go to GFS first. This is Tropical Tidbits. I'm going to drink some coffee. Yeah, I know. Port Charlotte DD, how's it going? Patty Bond, thank you for watching. Knoxville, Tennessee. Destin Sunday, you're going to be a little iffy with that frontal line. It might be a little bit to your south. Loretta Reed, good morning. Good morning to Karen. Season slowly starting. Thomas Barker, yep. Morning from Ohio, David. Come to Texas. I know you need the rain. What's up, Michael Woodard? Hunter and Brew Crew. That's right. Our Brew Crew rocks. Thank you for all the supporters out there, by the way. Hey, a lot of y'all are entering your 2nd year anniversary of Brew Crew. Our Brew Crew supporters. I'm going to have a brand new shirt for our 2nd year Cat 5s. If you are a new year Cat 5, I got totally restocked. So if you sign up to be a Cat 5 subscriber, you get an awesome MWP Brew Crew shirt. It says Cat 5 supporter. I should have mailed everybody's out. If you didn't, reach out to Shelly. Sometimes we miss emails. But, we've always had people support the site through the years. It's always kind of been crowdfunded. People always ask, hey, how can I support what you do? Now we give away perks because it's more than just supporting the page. I believe in giving something back. So, we got koozies and stickers and calendars and text service now. We got an app. We got Christmas cards. We do a lot for our supporters because we love you. I got storm chasing season coming up. I did buy my epoxy spray for my outside the truck camera, which I'm so excited about. I might do a test on it tomorrow, so watch for that. I got a camera to mount outside the truck, and I got some epoxy and sealed it up. So there you go. Jan is desperate for rain. I don't know what's going on about Melbourne, but that East Coast, everything is brewing. Central Florida over east-west, the Atlantic has kind of been protected. Not a lot of rain in the Atlantic side, and then this same pattern goes up into the Panhandle and the Upper Gulf Coast. That's kind of where we're locked into. In fact, I'll show you here real quick. It's always, I go into that at the end of the show. Since somebody mentioned it, here's your flow today, and we'll just go southeast. Here's your southeast flow today. And you can see it. This starts over, let's see, right now. So there's your storms today, and they'll start to brew. That's not a really good map. We'll do it later. But anyway, East Coast is dry again today, and everything's building towards the West Coast. So there you go. Ashley Coakley, good morning. Daniel, hey, thanks for the stars. Appreciate it. So David's got a shirt from 2 years ago. Yeah, man. Did you know? All right, let's look at all the models. So we love Tropical Tidbits. Tropical Tidbits is great. Kind of gives us an idea what's going on. As you can see, the GFS here shows possibly low pressure. Poles at north. Here's the islands. This is Sunday. Latter part of the weekend, early next week. We could have some of these rains reaching the Virgin Islands, and then the islands a little bit of chance for some rainy action, possibly a little bit of extra rains, you know. Nothing organized on the latest GFS. GFS kind of keeps it going a little bit, and you can kind of see some of this moisture try to make it way midweek, but no organization. So let's rewind it back. Now let's go to the weekend. Here's this frontal line. It's going to be dipping out. Now the GFS is showing a little bit of development, you know, off New England here, and possibly giving it a little chance here in a Newfoundland. I always mess that word up. Newfoundland. So there's your little chance for the weekend. Frontal line maybe spinning a little something up, maybe, but that's not showing. Now, let's just talk about models real quick. So, yesterday, I saw people sharing the 6Z GFS. Most models run every 6 hours. So you have 00Z, which is usually overnight, midnight. 6Z is usually morning. 12Z is around noon, and then 18Z is 6 p.m. That's just my little timestamps. But so yesterday, we had this run, the 6Z last night. Look at this sucker. It showed a 960 millibar hurricane hitting the Carolinas. Now, we showed yesterday, not one ensemble showed that. You need to have ensemble support, first off. You need to have Euro ensemble support. You need to have other model support. This is what's called an extreme outlier. The 12Z came out just a couple minutes later, 12Z, and it's gone. It didn't show nothing. It fizzled our system right here. Here's Sunday, Monday, it fizzled it out. So it doesn't look like it's going to do anything. There's a lot of wind shear coming and a lot of dust. So there you go. There's that. Let's go look at the Euro. Here's a Euro showing our weak low pressure in the middle tomorrow. Nothing. Here's our weekend front hugging off the coast. This is the 6Z. Let's go to 00Z. Here, here's our low pressure area off the coast. So we're giving up on Invest 97. We're scratching it for now. So the East Coast Euro, there you go. There's a little bit of low pressure maybe. And it curves back up, maybe touching Nova Scotia. It could be organized. Who knows? 1004 isn't the greatest storm. But this is all frontal line that we're seeing through the weekend. There's a front coming down. So sometimes they spawn little lows. So we'll see if that one's coming. And then once we get through this, we're going to talk about Africa. So let me real quick get through the rest of these models. CMC, nothing down here. Here's our low, maybe, but whatever. The Icon, which I love. Icon showing weak low here over the weekend and kind of fizzles it out. It could touch the top. There it fizzles it out. So I'll have to tell you. And there's the Icon over the weekend showing maybe frontal line off the East Coast. That's the story. Maybe, not likely. I have a feeling today's show is going to be short. I don't know what else to talk about. Let's just leave this up and drink some coffee. So yeah, the Keys are getting it right now. Look at this. So the placement of our high is this juicing up storms coming across the Keys, going up into the Panhandle, going up into the upper Gulf Coast. That's the pattern usually when the high pressure is placed perfectly right there. And then storms today are going to build here and do that. Same pattern. East Coast, kind of dry. But that's current radar. Amari, let's talk about Africa next. All right. So, Z? Which Z is the freshest? So 00Z is around midnight, 6Z is around 6 a.m. Eastern time, 12Z is around noontime, around. I mean, that's just typically when my brain starts kicking into 12Z. And then 18Z is around 6 p.m. So, Maria said they got some storms in Ohio, cooled down. Got fizzle. Hey, what's up, Peggy Poe? Texas. All right, there's a couple things. Let's take a look here. 5-day rain forecast real quick. We're going to go all over the place here just for our friends in Texas. Let's see if there's any hope. More flooding, unfortunately, coming. So here, this is interesting. Look at this. This is your current National Weather Service alerts. And we're getting some big monsoonal rains out in, let's try it again. Monsoonal rains out west. Heavy rains expected parts of California and the desert region, hopefully filling up our Lake Mead. So that's happening. Unfortunately, though, we have more flooding for Kentucky. Not good. And then we also have extreme heat for the Northeast. They're getting pretty high heat for the Northeast. So that's the weather today. And of course, out west, we don't talk about the Pacific too much, but they're also getting some heat out there too. But as far as flooding goes, so here's the deal with rain the next 5 days. Not a lot, unfortunately. This is your accumulated rain for the next 5 days. Starting to see a little bit more for Texas. This is that frontal line. It's going to make its way through Sunday. So a lot of these rains are more Thursday, Friday. Could be some rains from that frontal line trying to make its way into Texas, hopefully. And there's that big old frontal line through Sunday. So the front this week is the story. Texas might get a little bit of rain finally. We do have some flood risk to watch. Of course, out west with our big monsoons expected, we have floods possible. And again, unfortunately, through Kentucky and down into Tennessee. And then tomorrow, more of the same. But look what happens tomorrow. We got flooding chances along lower Louisiana. And I know you all are sick of the rain. So heavy rainfall expected Wednesday into lower Louisiana again. Then Thursday kind of slacks off a little bit. This is your flooding chances on Thursday. Still out west a little bit. So that's that. So juicy skies through tomorrow for the upper Gulf Coast. And then slowly get a little break before that next frontal line comes through. So, all right. So let's take a look at Africa. So some of the long range models. Here's the heavy rain too, by the way, real quick. This is 8:11 to 8:13. This is kind of that frontal line. So there's your heavy rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday across the upper Gulf Coast. This is that front line that comes down. So heavy rain expected, including a little bit of Texas. But upper Gulf Coast through the Panhandle, heavy rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's coming. Coming. All right, so let's take a look. There's a good map. So, all right, it's hard to find African maps. I do have an African map here on my site on the very bottom. This is a good one from Weather Underground. It shows up. Kind of gives you an idea, a little bit of satellite imagery and what's going on. So this is 97 right here. Here's our next wave. Looking kind of juicy. It's already a low pressure system marked out over on the surface analysis charts here. So let me show you that. So here's that one. Already an L, so it's already a low. Sometimes, we talk about this a lot, sometimes it takes one to kind of get things going across the Atlantic and juice up the skies a little bit. We'll see if that happens on this setup. But the next setup, that's the border of Africa, by the way. So the next possibility as far as an African wave could be coming off of the coast here, and it wouldn't next to the coast for another week plus. But the interesting thing is, let's go to Tropical Tidbits. You can see on his site they got some good satellite imagery, and you have to go to the Eastern Atlantic. You can see it's kind of juicy. This is in motion. This is 97 right there. And then here's our next wave. So, we'll keep an eye on it. It's juicy. Some of the models. All right, let's look at some long-range models on the African wave. This is the African wave season. So, late August, September, this is where we look. Doesn't say we can't get something homegrown. It's just this. If we're going to get a Cape Verde style storm, this is going to be the time of the season to do it. So we're going to keep an eye on this guy right here. All right, so let's go back to the models, and you can start to see in the 10-day models here, we're starting to see a little bit of possibility here of something coming off. So let's just flip it here to the tropical Atlantic. And we'll just do the euro. All right, so let's go out 10 days on the euro. And you'll start to see an emergence here of something. So there's, possibility. This is 10 days out. But that's that one. CMC starting to show low. Coming off Africa. And even the GFS obviously is starting to show it a little bit too. So that's, we'll see. That's way too far away to be looking at. It's just letting everybody know that, that's where they come from. We get little clusters of thunderstorms spaced out, usually a week or so apart. And they slide across, they follow the monsoon trough line. And usually this is what they ride along. And you get wave, you get wave. So it doesn't always mean they're going to be anything. But if they already have a little bit of spinach, sometimes, that's how Irma started. It had spinach over land. I'll never forget. It was, they started marking it when it was actually over land. And this one kind of does too. So you can see it. Lower level spin. That's our potentially next system to watch as it plops out in a week or so. So we'll keep an eye on it. Nothing to worry about, obviously. Way too far away, but interesting. Got a little 850 spin too. So usually they have mid-level spin, not lower level spin, but this one's got a little lower level spin. So that's that. We'll see. Long way away. Let's look at some ensembles. They go past 10 days, and you'll start to see possibility here. A lot of ensembles are starting to pick up on it in 10 days. This is the euro. Euro really fizzles out 97. Doesn't really do much. Hasn't been doing much with it. The euro kind of hinting that we could see a little something off of that front. Nothing strong. Might not affect anybody. And then here's the big cluster coming in that we could be watching. So that's really it. 15 days out, they sort of pop off there, but too far away. GFS also showing it. Let's go to GFS cyclone probability. And we'll be able to see it and start to pop off here about the same time frame. So there you go. Way too far away. Just letting everybody know that would be the next place to watch. So right now, things are, overall, you just have to say tropics are quiet for August 9th. For now, Sherry Brown, good morning. What's up? John's going diving. Cool. New England needs some rain. I think you got rain coming. We got this frontal line coming. See you, Dale. High pressure starts to build in a little stronger, Alfredo, in about 10 days. So let's look at some upper level wind patterns. This is what's going on right now. So we fast forward in time, and this little area here kind of does that and allows this thing to lift, and then we got our front. So the Atlantic's very busy right now. Very busy. No true strong high, but you can argue in 10 days if Euro typically seen it seems to be one of the best at upper level, lower level wind patterns, which is your steering currents primarily. But in 10 days, could see strong high pressure, building in. That could change at a blink of an eye. But as far as it goes right now, in 10 days, our low pressure here could be riding along a high pressure in the Atlantic. But like I said, man, these type of things change so much. Here's 10 days out. GFS showing pretty strong high. In fact, we should look at 500 millibar for this kind of stuff. So yeah, not the clearest signature for high, but enough high to kick it westward. But that's a long way away. So what does the wind shear look like in the Gulf? Dust, dry air. Well, we can take a look at wind shear. This is, GFS got a good wind shear map. Upper level wind shear, 200, 840, pretty much. That's your 5-day average. It's kind of hard to read here, but let me just kind of fast forward this weekend. So this weekend, this is Monday. Let's see if I get a little closer. We'll just stick right here, Western. There we go. All right, this is a good map. This is Monday. So your brighter colors are strong wind shear. Whites and blues are light wind shear. So two things you see happening. If our system's getting pulled up, a lot of wind shear ahead. This is about, well, it's not really coming out too good, but your islands are right here. There's your islands. So if this thing were to go north, which every model's saying it's going to run into a lot of wind shear. Not good for tropical systems. Secondly, if you look here, that is our frontal line Monday morning, Sunday night. And as you can see, the winds coming from the north, winds coming in from the south, typical frontal line. So that induces a lot of wind shear. Tropical systems cannot develop under a lot of wind shear. So this frontal line that's coming down, it's going to bring in some pretty strong winds down from the north, as frontal systems do. This is normally what you see later in the season. So again, looking at temperatures, I haven't even done this, but check this. Let's take a look at what we're seeing. This is kind of a rare, I believe, cold front coming down. Let's look at dry air first. This is coming this weekend. This is really interesting. But look at this front. So here's our frontal line on Friday. And here's Saturday. So there's a lot of dry air coming down from the north. And there's our frontal line for Friday. And there's some dry air coming in behind it. So what this is going to do, a couple things. One, we're going to have really low humidity with this dry air. So right here, this is Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. Look at this. North of Florida, we're going to have humidity in the low 20s and 30s for a big chunk of the East Coast here, north, all the way to Tennessee. Very low humidity, and that is also going to mean cooler temperatures, which is going to be a shock for a lot of folks. And we could see. Let's take a look. Let me pull this up and bring it a little bigger here. We can see some low 60s, and here's Saturday. It's going to be a little warm, but at night we're going to see some low 60s. Scooting into the Carolinas, North Georgia, North Bama, North Mississippi. So we'll see 60s over the weekend. And in the mountains, will actually feel pretty cool too. So it is going to bring in some cooler, drier air. 50s for parts of the Appalachians. Gatlinburg area could be in the 50s, 60s. So, low 60s across Carolinas. This is Sunday morning, Saturday night. So, little taste of fall coming with that cold front. But as far as tropics go, the Gulf is not very conducive, welcoming, happy. I don't know the word. Oh, Chris, hurricanes are going to produce a drama. Oh yeah, it'll be a wild, wild west. Oh yeah, you do got some rain, John. It's kind of, it's really coming here. It's just kind of hanging out. Just a cluster. This is current, by the way. So our wave is healthy. It actually has a little bit of spinach on it, if you look at it. You can kind of see it. This is on weathernerds.org. It's got a little spinach, a couple little spots to watch, but it's just unorganized. It's just not. Got some wind shear. Just not really particularly the most healthy looking system on the planet. Very broad low. Nothing's really been able to tighten up. Got a couple little spots, but as soon as you get up above the surface, yeah, it's just very disorganized. And that's why it's down to 30%. Just never really got wrapped up. A lot of negatives. All right, let's take a look at Caribbean real quick for John. This is a good map. Let's look at what's going on down there. It's a tropical wave. You're right. So it's a little tropical wave currently. So we got a little wave down there. Tropical wave down here by Jamaica. And that'll drift itself your way. So it is, I always look at the surface charts to see what the heck's going on. It's a tropical wave. We got a lot of juice down in the Keys. Let's zoom in on that real quick. Let's zoom out and take a look here at what's going on here. So let's update that. Kind of tied to the same thing. Look at that. The Keys are getting some. You could argue that's a little bit of that tropical wave. This is current. White dots are lightning. Lightning. There's a lot of juice. Yeah, that wave is definitely, here's the Keys. So it's actually impacting parts of the Keys. That's just a tropical wave drifting. It might reach just south of you, John. I don't know, but we'll see. A little dry in between. Tropical wave drifting west, bringing some action to the Keys. So Keys are getting it. Let's take a look at the Keys real quick. I wish we had the old radar back. I really don't like the new one. But anyway, look at that. There's a lot of juice down there in the Keys. Look at that. There's current. See if I can minimize that. It's too big right now. There we go. It's a little better. All right. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Well, not cool if you had plans, but there's a current Keys satellite. Look at that. So we do have some juice rolling in. Lots of thunders in the Keys, Brian. Yeah, I see that. I didn't notice that this morning. I'm usually up on that kind of stuff. I was too focused on the tropics. There you go. A little tropical wave juice. Definitely tropical wave juice scooting through. Shiva is Walker from Southern Illinois. What's going on? Luann from Coastal. Hey, David, what part of the season tends to push systems more towards the East Coast away from the Gulf? It really depends on the placement of the high pressure system. I don't think there's really a time that it does that. September here, it just really depends on the high. And if the high pressure is stronger, it's a bigger bubble, and the storms tend to go more south around, maybe into the Gulf. The high pressure gets a little weakened, like we're seeing a frontal line weakens a front, high pressure, or we get a little impact from the north. High pressure weakens, there's a gap, and that's when we see the system pull more to the East Coast. So I don't, we talked about this before. It's really hard to predict a high pressure system because last year, I bring this up a lot, but last year come here, Hunter, what are you just looking at me for, buddy? Last year, Ida came around, and all signs pointed to a very active late season, October, November. And all of a sudden, the Atlantic just started getting all kinds of weather events, and the Atlantic high was never able to get established again. It was broken off into sections. We had gaps. We had systems going north. It was just not your typical high pressure, and that wasn't predicted, obviously. So I don't really think anybody has a good way to predict the high pressure system. It's kind of what it's doing now, and what it's doing now is, even though 97 didn't get developed, it would have allowed this thing to get pulled up more. And it's a race. It's like with Sandy. When Sandy was going up, looked like it was going to miss everything. We had a high pressure racing in from Canada, and it blocked it, and it turned it back into the Northeast. So a lot of it's just looking long range at upper level highs and lows, steering currents to get a feel of where a system's going. But the East Coast is always, as far as a direct hit, it would take a really freak high pressure system to come across and block. Typically, you get these frontal lines, and they curve around these frontal lines, and that's why you get skirted a lot. Florence kind of got a high pressure to the top, hit it south. So there's really no answer. It just, the reason things pick up in August and September is because the waters are the hottest and the wind shear is the lowest. And our vertical instability maps, which I have on the site, show that, which is very important. It's kind of neat. It's a little higher right now. We've had a little more wind shear in the Caribbean, but this is your mean, this is your average. And as the wind shear, vertical shear drops, our peak months here are August, September, and October. And that is the lowest shear of the season. That's why we have increased hurricanes. The second, obviously, is that's when the water is the hottest. And during these months, July into August here, the water temps are starting to drop or increase. And the hottest of water. This is another vertical wind shear map for the whole tropical Atlantic. And it's right around, it's hovered below normal. This is your normal line. And if you were to draw an average lately, the wind shear is lower than normal. And that's 100% due to La Nina. La Nina brings in lower wind shear for the Atlantic. And when you have lower wind shear, supposedly you get more storms. So again, they're predicting another 15 storms for Colorado State University. And still predicting 4 major hurricanes. 8 hurricanes. So we will have to wait. I do not think Invest 97 will be Danielle. It's just not very organized. And what does the NHC say? Come here, Hunter. You want to come over, buddy? He doesn't look very good. Come here. Come here. Come on, buddy. He looks confused. He's like, what's going on? So the NHC here. Can you believe the first day of school is tomorrow? My God. Look at Emily already gave me Sarah's bus schedule. 9:05. Everybody wants to know where 9:19 started from. Years ago, it was 9. Then the buses started coming like at 8:55. Never could make it from the bus. It was never on time. So I pushed it to 9:05. Well, then I think one year the bus came at 9:05. So I had to push it back. I think I did 9:10. And then I'm like, 9:19 just sounds cool. So the whole story with 9:19 was all about the middle school bus schedules. Yes. So there you go. So here's what the NAC is saying about our little spot. Let's pull it up here. Let me see if I can get it a little better in the picture. There we go. I like the way that looks. Hunter, come here. Why are you just standing there, buddy? Come here. Come here. I think he knows Emily's in her bedroom and he wants to go in her bedroom. So disturbance number 1, 30% chance. Shower and thunderstorm activity has become less. Some development possible. Environmental conditions are forecast to become less favorable by the weekend. So usually the NHC makes very small adjustments. This one peaked at 40, never got to 50. Now it's on 30, which means 20, 10, 0. Come here. Look what I got. Come here. He's a sneaky little dog. So there you go. That's what we got. Let's look at the dust map. Take a look at the dust map. Everybody loves the dust. Loves the dust. Dust in the wind. All right. So the current dust map too. This is kind of interesting. It's kind of showing you on top of the shear. Alexa, why do people yawn?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a person yawns because as they tire their respiration slow, causing the body to lack oxygen in the lungs. The body's reaction is to yawn in order to replenish the oxygen level in the bloodstream. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear it?
No. So I needed oxygen. Or how about more coffee? I got a good night's sleep last night, too. All right. So the 11th, here we go. Here's the 11th. All right, this is so awesome. This shows you the amount of dust particles in the air. All right, so here's the 11th. This is Thursday. Somewhere in here is our low. This is Invest 97. 97 right here. So what happens is when we have a lot of dust to the north, as our system spins, this dust gets pulled down into the circulation mid-levels and helps dry up thunderstorm activity. This is a lot of dust right here coming in off Africa again, and it's tough for systems not to ingest this dry air and wrap it in its core, helping weaken systems. So that's kind of what's happening. As we get into where the system could be, this is a good map. This is kind of showing you the path of Invest 97. Just follow the middle there. You can see the rotation. But as it reaches north of the islands here early next week, there's a lot of dust here. And you know what's cool? What, Mike? This is cool right here. This is next 13th, which is what? Monday? Saturday. That's that frontal line. So what's cool about that is that frontal line comes down and it actually is pushing whatever dust is in the atmosphere. So blue, Alabama. It's always crisp and clear after a cold front, right? Partly due to the dust getting shoved out ahead. So any dust that was there gets blocked. You can see it. This dust is over Florida. So listen, if you're in Florida, we got dust here the next couple days. It's drier. It's not really stopping storms, but we do have a pretty heavy dust plume over Florida right now. And that includes the whole peninsula pretty much. This is tomorrow, but you can see it. And I've seen a lot of forecasters showing that. So in the morning, if it looked hazy, it's because of dust. If it looks milky white, it's because of the dust. Tonight, if the sunset's really bright, it's because of the dust, because it changes the particles of the sun. But this front's coming down in the week, and it kind of blocks that dust, and it kind of just puts a block on it. And you can just see it kind of hover with that frontal line. It's really neat. So anyway, come Sunday, Monday, depending on the rain, it could be a little bit extra clear here along the southeast, unless it's raining. Can't really see through the rain. Let's look at down the road. So we're talking about 10 days. We could see our next wave coming off of Africa. So, I mean, you could argue, if this is correct, that there's going to be less dust. This is about 10 days from now. So, could be a little less dusty, drier for our next wave. Maybe. A little less. It looks like a little less. But again, like I mentioned before, this dust forecast is hard to predict. And as we saw with 97, when we first talked about it coming off Africa, it didn't look like it was going to have a lot of dust. But then the dust came. Somebody over there in Africa is kicking the dirt. They're out there kicking. They're turning their fans down, pointing them towards the Atlantic, shoving all that dust in the atmosphere. Had a lot of star senders today, Shelly. Yes, thank you guys. They do add up, believe it or not. I'm using the Star Fund for Storm Chaser tires. They suggested to put a goal on the stars, so that's my goal with the stars is Storm Chaser tires. Last time I went storm chasing in Orlando last year, little hydroplaning here and there on Interstate 4 is not fun. So I got to get off my tail and go get some tires soon before the storms come. And there you go. All right, anything else we can chit-chat about? We got about 5 minutes. We'll roll her down to nothing now. Rolling down. Michelle Murray says, September is always busy. Mid-Atlantic, totally believe it. Michelle's voting more coffee. I like it. I made everybody's Alexa go off. I know. I love it. I wonder if we could ask it something funny. What would be funny? We already did it once. Every day we'll make Alexa go off. Everybody will be like, no. Can't play music. Yeah, so there you go. Nothing really in the storm center. I mean, there's really nothing. Northeast a little bit today. I guess we'll look at future radar real quick. We do have some heavy rain for the upper Gulf Coast expected tomorrow. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's get a good feel of what's going on there. Let's take a look at that. This is your next 48 hours. So today's flow is this. Flow. Coming in. Very little along the East Coast. Kind of deprived a little bit. But here's what we got today. Let me just fast forward again. This is throughout the day, today till tonight. So, maybe inch into the East Coast. Most of these are going to flow north and west today across Florida Peninsula. Tomorrow, we get a little bit of energy coming in from the north that's going to combine with our action tomorrow. So you can see tomorrow a little bit more juice here across the upper Gulf areas. That's why we got a higher flood chance tomorrow for the upper Gulf. So tomorrow's rains are definitely going to be a little bit more juicy tomorrow across the Panhandle, a little less, across the Peninsula, or across the Panhandle a little more, Peninsula a little less. Here's tomorrow afternoon. Could be some good rains, tomorrow. And then we start to see this frontal line start to build through the week. So that's the big storyline. Let me show you that one more time. I think it's kind of definitely interesting to point out the next 7 days. Here's what we got. So let's fast forward to Thursday. So there's Thursday. So tomorrow we have heavy rain across the upper Gulf Coast. This is Wednesday. There's our frontal line. Here's Thursday. Upper Gulf getting a little bit rains again. Thursday. There's our frontal line slowly creeping down. Here's our frontal line Friday. More rains for the upper Gulf Coast. Across the East Coast starts to see a little less. This is when we're going to start to see the drier air late Friday night. So Friday night lights, man, it could be nice and crisp and cool and dry from anywhere just outside of the Gulf region and Atlantic coast. We could see some really crisp, cool skies. We're talking 60 degrees Friday night for a lot of people, 50s for the mountains. So this is definitely a taste of fall coming Friday night. Crisp, low humidity, cooler air Friday night. Saturday, that front kind of stalls a little bit across Florida, so we could have some heavy rain Saturday across the Florida into Georgia, upper Gulf again, and then Sunday, kind of the same thing. It just kind of hovers right there, starts to back up a little bit. So that's kind of a neat headline. I want to share it. Low humidity, cool skies, 50s and 60s for parts of Georgia and Bama and Mississippi. Are you ready for that or what? So John, we could do. John, maybe we could start that. I have a gator that lives in our lake. We could do that. We could have like a June 1st Gator Day. Seeing if the gator sees a shadow. Delicious weather coming Friday night, Nathan. There you go. New England rain. Yeah, let's go back. Somebody asked about rain, but there you go. There's your New England rain. That frontal line. Here it is. This is today into tomorrow. So we got a front. The front is bringing it. And by the way, we still got people on TikTok watching. You are behind the scenes. It's Irma. I always get people ask me. Irma's above my head. Soon we'll have a stream key, and we'll be able to stream the actual Daily Brew. And then everybody's going to say, we want behind the scenes. I thought Coopers are good. I like the Coopers. I thought they'd be good. I remember when Cooper got into it was Hoosier got into NASCAR. But that's about it. All right, a couple things finish up with. If you're new to the site, so obviously we got some great supporters. I'm going to be talking more about the Furman e-Power generator that I just got in the mail. You saw the picture. I'm so excited. hurricane season, all you got to do is type in the code MW30 and you get a 30% discount. Furman, free shipping, amazing deal they offer our fans. That is great. We got some other great supporters. Please check them out. We're going to be doing something special with decks and docks soon. Big in the hurricane world with so many people living on the water. So look for that. We're going to have our ABC commercial coming out soon. They have a funny little sip and spill section too that I did. And we got another exciting company here located in Florida that offering 10% to our fans. Windstorm products. It's cool, great products for hurricane preparedness, and they're offering 10% for free shipping with a code. So that's anytime anybody offers anything special to our fans, I share it because it saves everybody money, and they're big supporters of our page. So check them out if you'd like to get stocked up for your hurricane supplies. You never know, especially when you might need them. So there you go. All right. So that's it. Be good. We'll see if Alexa can rap. Matt, is there anything in Southern Bahamas? I don't see anything in Bahamas. Chris, I don't know what I got. 35s. I do know what I got, actually. I got an email I saved, but they're big. Thank you, Florham Parish. I appreciate it. I'm always updating it. Just got to spend some time, around. If anybody ever has any special links, I'll add them. I love adding links. I love it. So that's all I got. I had one more shirt come back. Bobby Rinker, your shirt's going in the mail. That was the address. I fell off, so that's our last one. Happy 1-year anniversary to our new brew crew, our second year brew crewers, and all the new brew crew members. We appreciate it. So we'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day for the Daily Brew. Remember, if you live in Oldsmar, we'll be hanging out at the Oldsmar Tap House tonight. I got my good buddy Overdue Bill coming. He sings great. My mom and dad are coming, and Julie's mom. They all wanted to come to Taco Tuesday, so this will be a family affair tonight. And we'll be drinking plenty of High Life when they leave. So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.